Hi everybody, welcome back to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're starting a new series called Test This Recipe. And just like it sounds, y'all send me a recipe that you want me to try. I'll test it out on the show and then together we'll decide if it's worth making again. Today we're starting with Martha Stewart's viral one-pan pasta. I'm excited to start with this one because I've seen this recipe for years. It's just a handful of ingredients and it always gets rave reviews. So let's figure out if it's worth all the hype. Also, if you have a recipe that you want me to test, leave it in the comments below or send me an email, marie@mariesaba.com. I would love to hear from you. Let's get started. This recipe is done in a straight-sided skillet. So I think this will work. It's got straight sides. It looks like it's big enough, so we're gonna test it out. We're gonna start with 12 ounces of linguine. This is a 16-ounce box, so we only need 12 ounces. I'm just gonna estimate here. I think this is about 12 ounces. And just put that right in the skillet. The recipe notes say, can you use other types of pasta? It says yes you can, but since the recipe was developed with linguine and it cooks 9 minutes, if you substitute another pasta, it needs to have the same cook time, so double check that. Next is 12 ounces of tomatoes. I have those here. I'll cut those up real quick. It says you can put them in whole, but then the photo shows them halved, so I'm gonna go ahead and halve them. Next is 1 onion, thinly sliced. So to cut onion, I'm gonna cut this off here and then go right down the middle, peel off the skin, and then just thinly slice right like this. So our onion. I just sharpened my knife before we started and it's making everything so easy to cut, so I do highly recommend it if you haven't sharpened your knives in a while. And if you don't know how to sharpen your knives, this is a great little gadget. I'll put a link to it in the description box. It's so easy to use and does a really great job. I'll show you real quick. So how I do it is just hold the knife and then you hold this on here, and this is like a guard so nobody gets cut, and you just kind of touch the guard about to the knife blade like that, a little higher, and then you just run it down. Do that a few times and your knife will be a lot sharper. So nice sharp knife is great. Okay, what's next? Next is our garlic. We have 4 cloves of thinly sliced garlic. Trim the end. Okay, Gracie. I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she's making a sound that my daughter says sounds like a mourning dove. To be fair, I said it sounded like an owl, and my daughter corrected me and said, I think it sounds a little more like a mourning dove. So she probably knows, you know, she is 13, so she does know just about everything. Okay. Next up is red pepper flakes, which I need to go grab. Let me go get those. Looking nice, right? Let me grab some red pepper. Found some, yay, okay. So this is a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flakes. There we go. Next is 2 sprigs basil, and it says just throw those in whole. And then 2 tablespoons, okay, I guess it doesn't say. Doesn't say how much salt to use, so I guess I'll just kind of do a generous pinch here, and then we can add more when it's done. Next is 2 tablespoons olive oil. And some freshly ground pepper. And that is everything. Now we add the water. We're gonna add 4½ cups water. This is 4, and then 1/2 cup more. Now we're gonna bring this to a boil over high heat, so we'll head over to the stove. So overall, I would say so far, this has been really easy. The ingredients are very accessible. It looks really, really pretty. So, you know, bright and flavorful. So far, so good. Now we'll bring this to a boil. The recipe says boil mixture, stirring and turning pasta frequently with tongs until pasta is al dente and water has nearly evaporated, about 9 minutes. I don't know if that's probably 9 minutes after it comes to a boil. It doesn't say that exactly, but we'll figure it out. I do have another one-pan pasta recipe if you want to check it out. It's a one-pan rigatoni, and it's with meat sauce. It turns out great. It's a really, really good one-pot meal. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to check that one out and have a meat version. And also I did see in one of the comments, someone did throw in some already cooked leftover kind of ground beef they had, just throw that in as well. And then a lot of people in the comments said they wanted to add shrimp, which sounds really good too. And the other addition I saw was to use fresh spinach, add that in. So as always, lots of ideas and variations. So this is interesting. It says, as the pasta cooks, the water reduces and the starchiness from the pasta transforms the remaining water into a creamy sauce. And don't skip the Parmesan and more fresh basil to finish the dish. So that'll be interesting to see how that starchy water creates kind of a creamy sauce. And then while we're waiting, let's look at a few of the reviews. 5 stars, what a forgiving and clean recipe. Added lemon juice to give it a twist. A protein like shrimp would make it perfect. Highly recommended, especially when you're in a rush and need something to satisfy and impress. Super flavorful. The onion makes a big difference. It was really good and so easy. So those all sound good. All right, let's see. It is starting to smell really good. I smell the basil, the onion, the garlic. Probably gonna see my daughter running in here. She's such a big fan of onions and garlic, especially garlic. Whenever I have it cooking, she's always like, oh, what's in there? What's in there? We're starting to get some bubbles here, so we've almost got a boil. Okay, it says prep time is 15 minutes and then total time is 20 minutes. I don't know about that because it's taking almost like 8 to 10 minutes for it to even come to a boil. So it's a little bit longer than they advertise. Maybe their stove works faster, but I'm not at a boil yet and it's been about 10 minutes or 8 minutes. It looks like it's boiling, so I'm gonna set a timer for 9 minutes and then just keep tossing and stirring as it cooks. Gotta say, right now, it looks really watery. The pasta is still pretty stiff, and although it smells good, I'm a little suspect. So we'll see if the next 5 minutes can turn it around, but it looks kind of questionable at this point. So it's getting very exciting. Got about 1 minute left and it's still looking really watery. So I may have to add a little time. Maybe the key is to start the timer when it's like more of a rolling boil like this. That's probably what I did wrong. Y'all can learn from my mistakes though. There's Gracie. Okay, that was 9 minutes. I'm gonna set it for maybe another 5. That was it. That was the mourning dove. Did you hear it? Let's go see if we can find her. Here she comes. Here she comes. There's our girl. Hi, Gracie. Huh? Hi, Gracie. Hello. She's so pretty. Okay, back to the pasta. Still pretty watery. Pasta's getting softer. Got about 3 more minutes on our extra time. Okay, my second timer went off, so I'm going to test a piece of the pasta and see if it's done. A little more time. I think I'll set it for another 3 minutes. Anyway, it looks done now. It looks like there's less water and the pasta is nice and soft. So this looks good. Okay, take it off the heat and try it. All right, we'll bring it over and give it a taste. Okay, next we're gonna add Parmesan cheese. I'll just cut a piece off of my block, and then I have this fun Parmesan grater, which is so cool. You just do the handle like this. And then it also says extra fresh basil. I guess I'll pull these little stalks out. And then we can add some extra basil leaves. The Parmesan and the fresh basil smell really good. I think that's gonna add a lot. Delicious. Serve up some here. I have my second tester here, so we can get some other varied opinions. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we think.
Are there onions in here?
There are. Pretty good. That's a huge bite.
Is this better for you, Mother?
Maybe could use some more salt and maybe like a little more flavor.
I don't love the onions.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Just because they're kind of boiled in there?
Yeah, I feel like creamier would be better.
Let's add a splash of cream and see if it's better. Want to? Definitely more Parmesan. Is that cheating if we just cover it with Parmesan?
Only if you
It doesn't
All it's
really.
eating.
Well, you no longer taste the food. Okay, some cream is in there. That looks better. And then
Yeah,
you
that
added
looks
more
good.
cheese. That looks a lot better, right? Yeah, let's
I
try
wonder
another
if
bite.
Martha Stewart will like see this.
I don't think so.
Never know.
Mmm. Mmm. It's much better. More Parmesan, cream. You need that like something,
Oh yeah, that's very good.
right? That's way
It tastes
better.
like shrimp scampi.
Kind of does. Kind of does. You're right. I
I
guess.
don't know if I love that. I think without the onions, it would be great.
Okay. No onions. So are you thumbs up or thumbs down?
Both.
So is that like 3 stars?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our review. Took longer to cook than it said. It took me a lot longer to get it to a boil, and then even at a boil, it took a lot longer. So I guess be mindful of that. Maybe too much water. It seemed like there was it's kind of soupy there. We love it with cream and lots of Parmesan added, and maybe no onions. We have a vote for no onions. I'm okay on the onions, so.
Well, that's onion. I thought it was cheese.
Oh, get a good cheese pool. Okay, well, she likes it enough, I guess, right? Okay, so that's our review. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're gonna try it, if this helped, I would love to hear from you. This is our fun new series called Try This Recipe. And don't forget to send me a recipe if there's one you want me to try. Put it in the comments below or send it to my email, marie@marieseva.com. I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the best way to support my channel, and I so appreciate every one of you. As I always say, you give my passion a purpose, and I am ever grateful. We'll see you next time.